Everyone, this is Tom Painter. Thank you so much for watching today. Today is a very special day. In America, it is Thanksgiving Day. It's a day that we give thanks when America was just getting started and the pilgrims were landed in this new world. They were struggling, they were starving. Many of them passed away and died because of the really harsh conditions. And one of the things that they did was that they shared with some of the Native Americans that were already here. And that started somewhat of a tradition of Thanksgiving. Now, my good friend Tony Robbins says that the secret to living is giving. The secret to living is giving. And so one of the things that we want to have you help us with is we want you to be able to help us to share the wealth of free success and money classes for anyone, anywhere. You know, this is our purpose. You know, our mandate is to improve. Now, what's a mandate? A mandate is even bigger than a mission. It's what we're born to do. It's the thing that we're going to do to make a huge difference in the world. And what we're trying to do and what we are doing and what we will do is we are making a difference in people's lives and their children, their nieces, their nephews, their kids. We want to be able to do generational. We are trying to make an impact generationally. As I go back and connect the dots back to my parents and back to my grandfather and so forth, and I go back to many of the mentors that I've had in my life, I can see where they have touched me and something that I learned that put me on a little bit different path or taught me something that really helped from where I was going. And so what I want to talk about today is this incredible new system that we've created. And I want to show you our influencer leaderboards. Now, this is the reason we do this is because we want this to be fun and we want to be able to make a huge difference. My personal goal, and I believe the goal of the foundation, is eventually we want to have 1 million hours of classes that people have gone through. The only way that we can really improve someone's life is with education and experience. You know, it's not giving money. You know, if you can only give one thing to somebody you love, money, knowledge, or experience, what's the most important? Well, it's not the money, because money comes, money goes. It's the knowledge, and even more important, that's the experience. So why do you think we get you involved? This is because we want you to be a big player in that. This is the way you learn. The teacher learns more than the student. So when you teach these principles, when you help other people, when you start them on that road, you are reinforcing it to you and you're learning more than they are. So I want to show you some really, really cool things that we've created that helps all of our students to be able to share the wealth with others. Again, we're a foundation, we're a charity, an NGO. Our goal is to make a positive difference with people all over the world. Now, once you come in here and you sign in, the easiest way to be able to share the wealth is by coming in here and clicking on the referral link. The referral link is unique. It's for you. Everyone gets a unique link that they can share with friends. So you come in here, you simply click on this or copy it to your clipboard, and then send it out in Messenger or email or texting or whatever. I do this just when I'm talking with people. You know, and they ask me what's something that's interesting in your life, and they say, you know, I belong to Success and Money Foundation. They teach kids, teens, young adults, and adults about success and money because, well, we didn't learn it in school. It's nonprofit, it's a foundation, it's a charity that has wonderful classes by best-selling authors and educators. Would you like a free membership? And 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3 say, yeah, sure, I'd like that. And so I take this and I copy it and I send it to them. Right there on their phone. The other one is the QR code. This is a new technology, and I just got to take my hat off, and I'm so appreciative to my team, Ethan and Jake and Kyson, this whole team that have made this happen. And so now when you come here to the QR code, you can see there's a brand new video that we've created that I want you to watch that goes into more detail, but it also tells a little bit more about the foundation. So if you wanted to share about the foundation in 3 minutes, they could watch that video that's right there. Now, once you come here, you can simply click onto your QR code and it's going to pull up a unique code for you. This is your unique code because you are creating a group. You are an influencer. You are an influencer for good. Every one of you that get a free membership automatically gets your own group. So anytime that you enroll someone, anytime that you enroll somebody, they're part of your group. Now, we want to make this fun. We know that if it's fun and competitive, then we're going to sneak all this wonderful education in through the side door. This is a technique that my good friend Mark Victor Hansen taught me from Chicken Soup for the Soul. We want to do these wonderful things, and so that's how we're going to be able to do it. So everybody has a unique code. So what you want to do is you want to pull out your phone and do a snapshot of that so that you can save it into your contacts, whatever. And when I'm talking to somebody, I just pull it up and I say, well, just scan this. And they scan it and then they fill out the information. And again, the information is very simple. It's just basic information about their first name, last name, a display name, an email, and a password. Now, the vast majority of people that do that are just going to sign up as an individual. Hey, I'm just an individual. That's all I am. And that's wonderful. And most people can do that because when you enroll them, they are now part of your group. So this is the new board that we've created, and it's called the Top Influencer Groups. And what this is that every one of you have your own group. All of you have your own group. So this is the Johnson Etor group right here. This is the Carlisle group. This is the Mary Jane group. This is the Ann group. This is the Ruthie group. This is the Daryl Messina group. This is the Ethan Bird group. And you can see that every one of these people have enrolled a lot of people. Just imagine that Johnson Etor, by simply sharing his link, has signed up 162 people to get a free membership. The only way that we can change somebody's world is with education and good experiences. My good friend Robert Allen says that good parents give their kids good memories. Bad parents give their kids bad memories. And so we wanted to have the best-selling authors and educators to be able to teach these wonderful principles so that anyone can learn these principles. And you know what? They're probably not going to say much different to your kids than you do, but your kids need another source. It's amazing that when your kids do a little bit of studying, how smart that their parents become. So now this is what's so cool is that you have your own group. So when you click on the Johnson group and you click on it, it's going to pull up all of his people. So you can see here are all the people that Johnson enrolled and how many hours they've been online. So this is really great because you can encourage people. You have people that are going crazy. Here's 180 hours, 74 hours. You got people that are just getting started. You got some people that haven't done anything. And this is what's so interesting is that we've got 110,000 hours of people going through classes. When they do so, one of two things happens. Either they just go crazy and go through a lot of classes, or they're a little bit slow getting started. But the average student has been online for about 12 hours, 12 to 14 hours, which is wonderful. This is how we change people's lives. And so you can come down and say, all right, well, let's look at the Daryl Messina group. This is the Messina group. And we simply click on Daryl's name, and here's the top people that he has in all of his groups that have been through their things. And of course, you can change the time frame of what's happened over the last 30 days or 7 days or so forth. So this is the coolest thing, and this is the main groups. In order to be able to really impact the world, we need to be able to have you share with other people and create your own group. So every time you enroll somebody, they're in your group. Every time you enroll somebody, they're in your group. And so that's the Johnson group, the Messina group, the Ethan Bird group, and so forth. So all of you are on there. Now, just imagine making a difference in someone's life. So here's Johnson. He's done 162 people. Those people been online for 1,400 hours. But more importantly, those 162 people enrolled another 192 people. Overall, they've been online for over 5,000 hours, and that's just the classes that are online. Then we add live classes like this one, and that number is probably around another 25 to 3,000 more hours that are added on top of that. So that's the new piece we do. So the big piece we have, the first piece we have is the influencer groups. Every one of you influencer and every one of you have a group. Now, the next thing that we have is our groups, our organized groups. The organized groups are churches and charities and schools, anything that has, 50 or more, that we want to be able to create a separate group for a big competition. And the way that the groups work is very simple. It has a way that we can sign up a special group. Now, everybody's in your influencer group. Everybody has their own team. In addition to that, we have the organized groups. And you can see we have churches and charities and high schools and things like that. And so if you want to sign up a group like a high school or a church or a business, a big one is businesses or associations or things like that, and there's a bunch of them and they want to compete with each other, then we do the second kind of a group, which is an organized group. And so you can see if it's a high school, you click on high school, it shows you all the high schools that are out there. You click on that, the name of the high school, and then it'll show you the 10th grades out doing the 11th grade and so forth. So that is the organized groups. And so if you want to do something like that, simply reach out to us. Now we have a new section right here in the home section, which is for groups, specifically for groups. And again, this is organized groups. Everybody's in your enroller group. Everybody has their own group when they sign somebody up. And many of those people might be in a second organized group. And so there's two ways that we do that. So one of these is for schools, and we call this a learn-a-thon. Many of you have heard of a walk-a-thon to raise money, or a read-a-thon, or a math-a-thon, something that's kind of fun that the organization does where they keep track of their hours, all working towards a common goal. And so this is what we will do for schools. It's the same steps for an organization. And so if you have a whole organization and you're interested in telling people about it, you'll simply send somebody over to here. You can do that very simply. There's a great video that you can watch where I go into great detail on how all of that works. Then if they have an organized group, this is a business, this is a church, this is a school, this is an organization with like 40 or 50 people, and we want to create a special group just for them, then you can reach out to us by emailing us. You'll fill out a small form that goes into more detail on what kind of an organization it is, what's the name of the organization, and do you have any subgroups? Do you have any subgroups that want to compete with each other? Then you'll just simply go out there and start signing people up using your QR code. And when you sign them up, whoever signs them up, they're part of their group. They're part of the Johnson group or the Ethan Bird group or the Daryl Messina group. They're all part of that group. In addition, they're also part of the organization group. So they can be in both of those. Either they're just an individual or they're an organization. Now, one of the fun things that we do with that is that we're going to teach you and show you how to add extra money to the big group contest. Now, you know that our foundation sends out a lot of money. We've done over 25,000 so far to people all over the world, which is pretty amazing. And so we're going to teach you the step 5, which is to be able to have a money angel or a matcher. There's all kinds of organizations like banks or credit unions or insurance agencies or businesses that would like to donate to your cause, but they want to have you guys go do something for that. And so we get matchers that will come in there. And if you do so many hours, they're going to do some kind of a donation to your group. Now, number 6 is the participants start attending classes. They simply go to online classes. And then number 7 is the Show Me the Money celebration. So you're saying, hey, we're going to do this celebration for the month of January. And then you get it going. And then you can just go in there and look at the top scorers, the top individuals, the top point earners for the last 30 days, and it'll show you the top people. And then you can give out awards, you can give out prizes, you can do all kinds of wonderful things that way. And again, it's no different for a business or a group, or it is for a school. So if you have a school, it's the exact same steps, but we would create an organized group just for your school. So that's kind of the new system that we've created. This is pretty amazing. I'm so excited to be able to launch this. Our mandate, my goal is to be able to get to 1 million hours and 100,000 students. Now that is one crazy goal, but that's what we do. We call it an audacious goal. But that's really what the purpose is to improve generations of lives. You know, I connect the dots back to my mother and father and to my in-laws and to my grandparents and to my mentors. And I can see things that I can go back and I can pinpoint, like the Make a Difference program, and how that originated. This whole program that we do now with all these wonderful classes, that seed was planted in me 40 years ago when I was attending college. There was not only did we take a bunch of classes, weren't that great, you know, wasn't really helping me. It didn't teach me about success or money. But they had what we called the executive lecture series. This is the first time that I met Robert Allen, and that was in early 1980s. And they had all these wonderful, successful people that would come in and speak to our audience and to our group, to all these students. And I got a chance to hear Robert Allen. And that was the first time that I was exposed to these wonderful, successful people. I had a business model, I had a model, and the whole foundation is created to be similar to the experience I had when I attended college in the early 80s. So you got to connect the dots going backwards to see where it is today and why it is created today. And your job is to take those same dots and go out there and make a difference in other people's lives. That's the goal. That's the key of what we're doing, is to make a big difference in other people's lives. So this is our first segment. I'm so excited to have you get going on this. And again, all you need to do is come here to the referral link after you log in, or the referral code, and then start sharing it. Once you do that, everybody is in your group. So here's the influencer groups. Every one of you have a group. It's just automatically created for you through the whiz of my team. Now, be a little bit patient with us on the website, and especially if you're on a mobile phone, and we're going to apologize for that. But the reason it's slow is we're pulling all this data from all over the world, crunching it all up and putting it out into a numeric thing so you can see all these leaderboards and everything else. So that's why it's slow. But the cool thing is you can see what everybody else has done. Everybody has a group, and then when you click on their name, you can see that shows you everybody in their group and how well they're doing. Then, of course, if you want to create a whole group, an organized group, that's an additional group. That's a church, a charity, a group, or something else. And then we can teach you how to do that by just coming over and filling out this information here. So that's our first segment. I'm so excited to have you here. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about the Make a Difference program, because on the Make a Difference program, we have sent money out to 150 of you so far, and we've already got back about 50 success stories. So we're going to be right back. We'll be talking about that